guys, I'm sorry that I didn't get around to doing Smackdown review at the weekend, but I was like ill, so that's why I haven't done like a video until now. So I'm kind of just going to like talk about Raw and Smackdown all together. As everyone probably knows who's already seen Raw, Edge like came out and like said that he was going to retire, which is really, really gutting. I honestly was really shocked at that because obviously I just really didn't know that he had like any injury problems or anything, so that was really sad. Because loads of people said to me, because I was like, don't spoil off me, don't tell me what happened, and they were all like, oh, you'll need like a box of tissues. It's like really sad. I was like, what's going to happen? And yeah, it actually was really sad, and I didn't cry much. Yeah, that was going to make me sound like really lame, but I know like a lot of people did say that it was like really, really sad. So just a little bit, because it was really sad. Like when he was like, obviously, when you see like people like wrestlers like breaking down and crying, it's like, what, these guys are actually like really tough, and they're all like crying. But yeah, so that was kind of sad. I've only ever cried 3 times at wrestling. That was obviously, yeah, for that, obviously when Eddie Guerrero died and they had the tribute night, that was like really sad. And when Shawn Michaels did his farewell, that was really sad too. So yeah, now you know, I'm quite a sad person, I get emotional about things. But yeah, no, so that was obviously really sad, and obviously because I've always liked Edge, even like when he was like a heel, I thought it was really good. Obviously, yeah, I was like obviously a die-hard Hardy Boys fan, but even if like during like TLC matches, if the Hardys didn't win, I would rather it was Edge and Christian than the Dudley Boys. Because Edge and Christian were still really good, even though they were heels, so I'm actually really sad, but no, Edge was an awesome wrestler, and he was really good, so he'll really be missed. I was just, yeah, really shocked. I was kind of like, what? When he like came out and said that he was retiring, but you know, I guess obviously it's, you know, for his like well-being and stuff, and obviously you don't want him to end up in a wheelchair, so yeah, so thank you Edge for all the good matches that you've been in and stuff, because obviously like I said, TLC 2 is like my favourite match ever, and he was obviously a part of that, so yeah, so that kind of obviously took away the effect of everything else that happened on Raw, because obviously that's like the main thing that everyone else is going to remember. Yeah, so the main points kind of from Smackdown were that obviously Alberto Del Rio came out and said that he wants a rematch, but obviously Edge, when he was still, you know, as active as a wrestler, said that yeah, he didn't think that Alberto was worthy, that he'd had his shot and that someone else such as Christian should have a title shot. So Teddy Long came out and said that Alberto Del Rio and Christian would face each other to determine who the #1 contender would be to face Edge at Extreme Rules. So it's going to be a bit weird now, so I don't know what they're going to do, like obviously because Edge is champion, like whether they're just going to vacate the title and then you know, Alberto and Christian maybe will have a match to determine who the winner is or something. I don't really know what they're going to do about that. There was a 8-man tag match between Santino, like it was like a WrestleMania rematch between the Core and Santino's team, and it was a 2 out of 3 falls match. And if they'd have had this match at WrestleMania, it was much better than the stupid squash match that they had then. But Team Santino won again, so yeah, they still basically, the Core still basically got squashed. But you know, at least it was a longer and better match than it actually was at WrestleMania. So yeah, they seem to be really teasing the split now between Michelle like knocked off Layla from like the apron and didn't realise, and then so that basically Michelle couldn't tag her out because Layla was on the floor, and then basically later on in the match when Layla tried to actually tag out and so Michelle could come in, Michelle pretended that her back was hurting, so then as a result of that Layla lost the match. So they really seem to be teasing the split now, and I kind of hope they do, because they're really annoying. Michelle McCool is just awful. I really don't like her. Layla actually is half decent, but Michelle is just terrible. So I hope they do split, and hopefully, you know, Michelle will just fade off into the background and disappear, because she's awful. This whole Michael Cole thing is getting really annoying now. Basically, he brings like Swagger out and says that no one in the locker room could beat him. Then Sin Cara comes out and takes out Swagger. So it seems like Sin Cara's just kind of, you know, going like doing his like high flying moves. The only problem I have with that is that, yeah, like I said before, they need the right kind of people to work with him, you know, who can actually take these kind of moves, because he's like, I don't think he was so bad on like Swagger, but you could tell him like Sheamus, because he obviously when he was like really big and he's trying to do like a hurricane run on him, he doesn't like move quite as fast, so it just depends really who Sin Cara's kind of facing, like how well like his kind of style will work in WWE really. And then obviously the main event was Alberto Del Rio versus Christian to determine the #1 contender. It was, yeah, the match was alright, but at the end, like, on the outside, Edge did the spear on Brodus Clay, and he was, like, really holding his neck. Now, after knowing that, yeah, he was not retiring, you could see that was probably one of the things that kind of triggered him to get more tests, I guess, because he was really, like, kind of, like, holding his neck afterwards, so I thought, oh, something's wrong here. But then, the distraction caused, Alberto to hit the Enziguri on Christian off the top rope, so he got the win. So, well, it was going to be Alberto Del Rio versus Edge at Extreme Rules, but now, like I said, I don't know what's going to happen, so that was Smackdown. Wasn't too bad. So the main kind of points from Raw, obviously aside from Edge's retirement, John Cena opened up the match and said that his match against Rock at WrestleMania 28 is going to be for the WWE title. Which did I not say that in my last match? I said, oh, it'd be really good if it was the WWE title and the Rock won. That would be awesome. But obviously, yeah, whether that will happen or not, obviously, it kind of, if that is the case, then it's kind of going to make it really predictable what's going to happen building up to WrestleMania if they're saying it's going to be for the title. But you never know. But obviously, so he issues a challenge to Miz because he says he wants to win the title, but then a whole load of other wrestlers come out, like Randy Orton, R-Truth, Dolph Ziggler and John Morrison, all saying that they deserve a title shot. When R-Truth came out, I was like, what are you doing out here? You're not in the main event picture. But yeah, so the Raw general manager said there'll be a gauntlet match later on to determine who the #1 contender will be. The only problem I have with that is that you know probably who it's going to be, who's going to come out last. It's going to be Cena, so he doesn't have to do any work. Later actually on, I'll explain it later on anyway. Divas title match, Brie Bella versus Eve. Brie Bella won, which is a joke. The Bella Twins are awful, they can't actually wrestle. So that has just like degraded the Divas Championship even more. Sin Cara had his first actual WWE match against Primo. It was a pretty good match. He seems to, like generally more about all the kind of high-flying bits. You just kind of want to see, like, what kind of high move, like, or high-risk move he's going to do next. I think they kind of botched the ending because they were, like, up on the top rope and then Primo kind of fell down and Sin Cara went over the top rope and then he kind of got up and did the exact same sequence again. So I'm assuming, because that happened when we were in London, like, when they really botched the ending between Kane and CM Punk, they, like, literally did the whole bit again leading up to it. So, yeah, I'm assuming they botched that bit. But yeah, no, but if that was his finishing move, the move that he did off the top rope, I can't really explain it, but it looked pretty good anyway. So yeah, Sin Cara won that one. The core, this whole thing seems to be, like, you know, yeah, the core were, like, arguing between themselves. They were, like, obviously saying that, like, Wade Barrett was saying they aren't really all equals because they all seem to be, you know, not holding up their part of the team and, like causing them to lose and stuff. So then Santino's team come out and they called them Team Apple, but instead of having Kane and Big Show, he's got Daniel Bryan. Who is it? It was Daniel Bryan, Mark Henry. Was there somebody else? Was it Kofi? I don't know who it was. But yeah, so they have like a 8-man tag team match again. It seemed really weird. I don't know if this is the case, but normally in a tag team match, like when you're watching it, the team who is face is usually in, like when you're looking at it, the left-hand corner of the screen, and the heels always seem to be on the right by like where the announce table is. But in this match, the core were in the like where the faces normally go, and it just seemed really weird. I don't know if that's always the case, but like generally, like say like in a Divas match, Laker will always be on the right-hand side because they're like the heels. So it just seemed really weird that they like swapped over. I don't know, maybe that was just me, maybe I'm going mad, but I honestly normally think that the face team usually goes in the left-hand corner and the heels normally go like down by the announce table. But in this case it was swapped and that just made it feel a bit weird. That probably sounds really strange, but I like pick up on these things. But yeah, so Heath Slater got the win and Santino Marella, so the court actually got a victory for once, surprisingly. This whole like Lawler and Cole thing is getting really annoying now. Like obviously it was Jerry Lawler versus Swagger, and obviously Michael Cole and JR were like on the outside, so it was only Josh Matthews on commentary, but he wasn't actually talking during the match, and you could just hear Cole and like JR like saying, come on Lawler, come on Swagger, do this, do that, and it just sounded like really weird to like not actually have a proper commentator and just hearing them shouting on the outside. So that made that match a bit kind of weird, like it just didn't really flow very well. JR takes out Michael Cole and the distraction allows Lawler to pin Swagger. So now, and then after that, Cole was saying like to Swagger, how could you do that to me? And then like slapped him in the face, which is obviously a big mistake for him because then Lawler said that the Extreme Rules it's going to be JR and Jerry Lawler against Swagger and Cole. Now that is going to be awful because you know JR doesn't wrestle, Michael Cole has to wrestle again, so that's just going to be bad. Not looking forward to that match. Yeah, so then obviously there was the Edge retirement section, which I still can't believe going on. Right, obviously I was you know just after I watched Raw, I was like looking through like some stuff like in my wardrobe, and obviously because like when I was younger, like I don't really do it now, but I used to do like a lot of drawing and stuff. And cartoon characters are fine. Like for example, I can draw these, no problem whatsoever. I can like make it look pretty realistic, but with people I can't draw them. So I was going through all this stuff and I found a drawing that I did of Edge when I was like 10. It's so funny. I mean, come on, check out that masterpiece. That is pretty good, isn't it? It's actually awful. I don't know what I was thinking, but at the time when I was younger I thought it was really good. Now I look at it like, what on earth is that? But never mind. I just thought I'd share that with you. That's my like kind of Edge appreciation moment. Yeah, so then the main event of Raw obviously was the gauntlet match to determine the #1 contender. Miz was on commentary. I like Miz on commentary, he's pretty good. Randy Orton was on first against Dolph Ziggler, but then the Nexus came out and interfered, costing Randy Orton the match. So obviously because we haven't seen them since before WrestleMania after he took them all out, so I assume that's going to be some kind of continuation of the CM Punk Randy Orton feud. CM Punk wasn't even on Raw, which was kind of strange, because he's normally on there like every week, but yeah, he wasn't there, so random. So then the next match was Dolph Ziggler versus R-Truth. Surprisingly, R-Truth won that, so they seem to be like pushing him at the moment, because to be fair, R-Truth hasn't really done anything in like the last 2 months, as far as I know. He wasn't at WrestleMania, he didn't really do anything. So yeah, that kind of surprised me. Like, obviously, like, it's quite funny that Miz actually said on commentary when he was he said that, oh, bet Cena probably will come out last, because he, you know, always has the advantage because he's Super Cena, which is true, and that actually did happen, surprisingly. But, you know, and then it was Morrison versus R-Truth. Morrison goes to Starship Pain and misses, allowing R-Truth to get the win. So then, obviously, the last part of the gauntlet is John Cena versus R-Truth. And John Cena just seems to be doing, it's really annoying, he seems to be doing like he'll do one move and then try and pin him, and then act really surprised that he kicked out, and it's like, you just did a suplex, nobody ever wins a match after suplex, you idiot. But yeah, no, the crowd were like really like loud during this match, with the whole, you know, when they half of them say let's go Cena, and the other half they let Cena sucks. So, you know, that made it a bit more interesting. Like, because when you have like a really dead crowd, that really annoys me. I said that, I can't remember what WrestleMania it was either 25 or 26. Probably 26. The crowd just were completely dead. This seems to be throughout the whole thing. And that just makes it really kind of, I don't know, all these kind of things that have like an impact on how the match is. And if the crowd is dead, it just makes it feel a bit like, ugh. But anyway, so at least the crowd were hyped up in this one. And then, yeah, so then the Miz and Riley like interfere and take out both Cena and R-Truth. So like the referee rules it as a double disqualification, and Miz comes in and says, oh, that means there's no #1 contender, none of you are worthy. But then the anonymous Raw general manager sends an email and says there are 2 #1 contenders. So at Extreme Rules it will be a triple threat between John Cena, the Miz, and R-Truth, which could be a good match, depending. I mean, I wouldn't have really put R-Truth in it, to be fair, but I guess they're pushing someone new, so that's fair enough. But yeah, so that was kind of the main points from Raw and SmackDown. I'm still gutted about it. I'm going to be like, oh, like, that from now on. Screw it. But yeah, no, I wonder what it will like, obviously do for like the World Heavyweight title picture, whether they'll like vacate it and then like make Alberto fight someone else for it. I'm sure they're not just going to give him the title because he's #1 contender. But yeah, no, so question for the week, what is your favourite Edge moment? Like, well, your favourite Edge match and your favourite, which Edge character did you like the best? When he was with Edge and Christian, when he was like heel, when he was with Lita, when he was with the Brood. Yeah, so leave your thoughts. But yeah, no, so that is the end of that, and I will see you when I hopefully do my SmackDown review at the weekend. Bye!